Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Hello, boys and girls, this is Rama. Just be careful out there.
Isn't he cute?
And Sassy's growling at Rama because she's taking the big pony away from him. Yeah. All right, guys, a quick news update. As you see here, several gotaways got caught on camera on Eagle Pass, Texas. This time, they're literally carrying rifles into the country. So, again, it's just escalating, as we know. There's been record numbers, and as soon as we think we've set a new record and that's it, should be dwindling at some point in time. No, it's not dwindling. They just keep pouring in. And then we have this. This is a huge explosion at Standard Oil, and this is in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And this is from Raw's Alerts. Now, this sticks out to me because, again, this is my home turf, basically. And I know this area extremely well. This is a ring cam.
I don't want to get in there. Video shot.
This one is going off. Let me just go back there real quick. There we go. So this area right here is what we're talking about. Now, when we look to Standard Oil, this is their warehouse, but I have driven through here so many times, as I used to live in southern Connecticut for 40 years. And this always hit me as it could end up being some sort of target. As you see, these are storage areas, and they're right off the highway. Bridgeport is not what it was during the time of World War II. This was a major manufacturing area that was going around the clock during World War II, producing a lot of equipment to fight the war. Still would be absolutely a target, as when we zoom out, you can see where Bridgeport is right here compared to New York City and Long Island. So this is Mayor Ganem and giving an update.
We're in Mass, the Willow and Cross Street. As you can see, the smoldering of the fire, presumably at this point, I think an oil fire, it caused a large explosion that many people heard. This street was evacuated all the way down to Frankie's Diner, but now it's referred to now as shelter in place. In other words, residents can come back in. There still remains some uncertainty, but less concerns about the smoke or plume that's coming off of the site. But you can see firefighters hitting it with water pretty hard. There's mutual aid in place, from what I'm told. Fire chief, police chief, and health director are all on site or en route. We've been reported that there are, I've heard 2 injuries, but beyond that, it looks mostly like, and God willing, still early to tell a lot, a chemical fire consuming property with less likely of a greater risk of life at this point.
So, yes, 3 injuries were the updated number. Again, when we are at war, which we are, whether it's declared or not, and in effect, the United States has been at war all but just a handful of years of its existence. Here you have Russia Gazprom boiler facility on fire following an explosion in Novi Urengoy. And so you're going to have these type of things happening when it comes to infrastructure and energy. It's to be expected. We can't count how many train derailments we had, and it just seemed like there was one every few days.
I know. It's just, it's a slow roll uphill for sure. Keeps going.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we are going to have. And meanwhile, here you have a bombing in Deir al-Balah, and this is in Gaza. Northern Gaza has been just made rubble. There's like nothing left. And meanwhile, as we were saying, you have Israel firing in 6 or 7 directions right now. It's just, how long can this go on is kind of the question before it becomes something much, much bigger. And you have some reports coming in of quote-unquote American aggression in the cemetery area in the city of Abu Kamal, and this is in Syria. Meanwhile, in Syria, as we've said, you still have Russian forces, Syrian forces. You have forces from many different places, including Turkey there. And, it's just, again, it's just chaos. And here you have videos showing missiles fired from Syria landing in the occupied Golan Heights, occupied by Israel. So it's just a slow roll, and I think a lot of people are just wondering, when is this going to explode to a much higher degree, or we finally get some common sense and de-escalate. But I think it's going to take a lot more people yelling and screaming and refusing to go along with the paradigm that we've had on this planet for thousands of years. And of course, it's heading to a culmination as the age comes to a culmination at the same time.
Well, to me, I mean, it's all about the controllers getting their lollipops taken away, and then maybe you'll get their attention.
Okay, it's all about lollipops. Yeah, we understand how the control system works, and it works through the monetary system. And we know that this is what they're heading for, is a complete monetary shift. Meanwhile, 11 top Iranian commanders killed in Damascus airport strike. That's a large number, as it just seems to keep rolling. Meanwhile, the common fart can trigger a killer blood clot disorder. Scientists discovered this for the first time. So you could add that to your gardening. You could add that to your jogging. You could add that to video games. You could add that to petting your dog.
Yes.
You could add that to scratching your butt. I mean, it's everything and anything but the thing that really is doing it. And still, a lot of people love Elon and think that he's going to be a savior. Yet you still have on X all these little notes saying there is nothing that shows that this has anything to do with that. Do you find this note helpful? No. Constantly I'm saying no, and I know that they're just discarding them. And when I look at the comments, everybody says no. What do you think we are, a bunch of fools? How stupid do you think we are? How many times do you have to fool us before we say enough?
Well, and then when we say enough, which we have, the frustrating part is it goes to the controllers and they do what? Are these the white hats in charge? They're doing what? They're allowing everything to propel regardless of what we say. So, the illusion is broken. It's the great apocalypse. Guess what? Our words mean nothing. It has to be our deeds at this point.
Yeah, again, try to get out of the system as much as possible. Barter and trade wherever you can with people. They are going to keep doing what they're doing, but we have to think out of the box. And, if kitties and monkeys can get along fine, we should all be able to get along fine. We really should be able to. The only problem is the leadership on the planet. And the leadership on the planet is doing all it can to make sure that we don't focus on it.
Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.